Hey everybody, well I gave my FRC Foamies F-18 Hornet a much needed paint job, so thought I'd come out and give her a little thrash and let you see what it looks like in the air. So fortunately no fog today, kind of cloudy, but let's rock and roll. So since I shimmed the motor down, angled the motor down, I've found it's actually better. I can launch it now with like about a 45-degree angle. Give it a good chuck and then a good toss. Gives me a little bit more time and altitude to sort of recover from the torque roll, or manage the torque roll, I should say. Looks much sharper in the air now with that paint scheme. It looks even more beautiful as I'm flying it here. I'm just amazed at how beautifully scale it looks. I mean, I've seen a lot of F-18s fly in my life, CF-18s here in Canada, and this model is probably the closest to any that I've ever seen. Nice. Just so rock solid. It's so easy to just get right in sync with this plane, now that I mean, it took me a bit of time to get it dialed in, but I really feel like I'm in sync with this plane. So I'm just going to throw it up in what I call an arc test here. Just very nice. So I think I've got it balanced pretty much completely bang on. As I mentioned in previous videos, it did balance pretty much bang on the stock CG. So when I pull it up in that maneuver, what I'm looking for it to do is is just kind of float over the top, pull it up at about 60% throttle, maybe like 30 degrees AOA. There's no real class answer, I guess, but I'm looking for it to just sort of float over the top as it loses its momentum, not have the tail drop or the nose drop drastically. And I can tell just by the way it flies how easily oh, there comes the sun, how easily it rotates in all three axes. That even with a long moment of inertia with the battery so far forward and all the other components in the back. Okay, little victory roll. Let's bring her in for landing. And all the other components in the back, it doesn't fly like it's got a really long moment of inertia. Woo! Ooh, I'm gonna slide too much farther, whack into the fence. So I used last year's Canadian Forces CF-18 demo plane. Was sort of this paint scheme. I don't have the skills to do all the beautiful graphics and all that sort of stuff on it, but this red and white looks really awesome in the air. And of course it's a lot easier to see, although there's no fog today. It's a lot easier to see than an all-white plane for my poor old eyeballs. And then I just sort of put some little missile rails on there, for a little bit of cool factor. I kept those a little bit shorter than what they'd be for scale, just to hope that they don't get hooked and snapped off, because I've had that happen with other planes. But yeah, she's a beauty. It looks just awesome. The more that I see this plane and see its profile, I just really love it. And I have a very soft spot in my heart for the CF-18 anyways, because I kind of grew up with it during my Air Force career. So there we go, folks. Gonna keep thrashing and dashing here. Thanks very much for watching. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise. Yeah, the sound of freedom, baby. Take care.